there has been a consistent claim by the government that this country is going to see a better next year. Now this year, because of COVID, we may have faced many problems like unemployment and others. But this country was affected by 3 diseases. COVID is a disease which was imported to India, but there are other 2 diseases which was created by us. One is the demonetization and the other is the GST. A good governance, an effective governance can be done only by division of work. Taxes were received by the state governments. State governments can fix taxes according to their products or according to the area where they are taxing, the product which they are taxing. But now it has become a central subject. The taxation has come to the center. So that is the one disease. Demonetization is a disease where there is no Covaxin or Covishield is still found. It will continuously affect the country. So simple logic. When an input cost comes down, the product cost will also go down. That is the thing any industry will see. Now the input cost of the crude cost has come down, but the product cost is going up. That is the situation in India. That is the economy of India. That is why we could not make up. We are still suffering. Sir, as I discussed earlier, I had even mentioned during the budget that 70% of the Indian population are daily wagers. 70% are left without wages for the past 1.5 years, and for another 6 months or 7 months, they are going to be without jobs. What this budget has done, what this finance bill is going to do for them. And unemployment is not started with COVID. In fact, it started with demonetization. Since 2014, unemployment has started increasing. NSSO has stated, the government had not considered their own organization's statement, like NSSO. Domestic consumption have come down. Unemployment increase and domestic consumption will put other industries to fail. Other industries cannot survive when people could not buy anything. So what is the use in pumping funds to the MSMEs and other major industries when people could not buy anything? That is what is happening. The government, since 2014, they present a budget beautifully decorated. It is very interesting to see with a colorful paper and a, what I can say, nylon ribbon and other things. But when we open it, there is nothing. I think our Honorable Finance Minister can understand a proverb in Tamil. Uyara kondayam thalambuvam, ulle irukumam irum penum. Means beautiful hairdressing with flowers in it, but we open it, we will find insects in it. That is the meaning of it. So these budgets for the past 8, this is the 8th budget. The same story continues. It has not done any good to the people. It has not created faith in the minds of the common man. He still feels that this government is not for him. That is the way this budget is also there. Sir, this SURFACE Act has to be revisited by this government. I am against this SURFACE Act. This has eliminated the human element in it. Sir, when there is a large scale, I have seen in Chennai, in 2 industrial estates there was inundation due to floods. Almost all small scale industries were closed down, and for more than 3-4 months they could not reopen the industry and they could not pay back the loans, no production. Earlier, the bank managers will go to the industry, find out the problem, talk with them, sit with them, and even help them a little more finance to set right things and start production. But here, the SURFACE Act warrants 91 days. If there is no money returned 90 paid 90 within 91 days, it becomes a bad debt, non-performing asset. So that kills the industry. It has to be revisited. Otherwise, you cannot make any industry survive. Because of government policies, many industries have closed down. I have seen. When with the change of policy, most of the small SSI units were closed down. By natural calamities, most of the small industries could not function. What does the bank do? Earlier the bank managers will go directly to the industry, ensure that somehow these industries once again start production. Because a small scale industry, when I start a small scale industry, that is my bread. I will not allow it to die. Otherwise I will die. So that is the situation. So this SURFACE Act, once again, whatever amount pumped into these industries, whatever amount spent to help these industries will not do good unless the SURFACE Act is revisited and certain provisions should be to be amended. Further, our founder leader usually say his economic policy is to tap the rich and pat the poor. Now this government is tapping the poor and patting the rich. That affects the whole country. I had said that 70% of the daily wages were not supported by this budget. Every time 2 crore, 3 crore unemployment, loss of jobs. Who supported those people? Whether the budgets presented since 2014 had supported these people? No. The government should see who needs support. The government should find out who needs support. It is because this government does not care about a general welfare. In a thickly populated country like us, the government should concentrate on the poor. Only then the country will survive, the economy will survive. It is not US, it is India. We cannot compare. See, my colleague was talking about per capita income of 1.47 lakh. I don't think, what is the percentage of below poverty line people? What is the percentage of people who are earning 5,000, 6,000 rupees? These calculations, some 10 people or 15 people's income is calculated, is spread over all our heads, and they say that the per capita income is 1.47 lakh. That is quite funny. That is not the way. Those 10% people are continuously getting richer because of the support of the support with the government, but the rest of the people are not supported by the government. Everything, we feel that the government does some good to us. When the COVID started, the government announced a fund called the PM Care Fund. When it was asked as to what this fund is going to do, they said we need not reply. In Tamil Nadu, when you come, you can ask people, they will say, earlier it was started as PM Care Fund. Today it is PM Doesn't Care Fund. That is the result of that fund. What did the government do? Nothing. Every state is suffering for want of revenue. We could not plan our progress. We could not plan our expenditure on infrastructure. Planning Commission is shut off. Niti Ayog's only advice is to sell all PSUs. This government has once again failed in managing this PSU. It is a failure of or incapacity of the government to manage these PSUs. PSUs has been the backbone of the economy of this country. Now they are all closed. So whatever I had spoken in the 2016-17 budget, I have to repeat. The same thing is happening. The budget is beautiful, the presentation is beautiful, but the result is zero. With these words I conclude, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Sri V. Vijay Sai Reddy. You have